Hey, so you heard that I got married, right? So don't you think it's time for you to, no, Lisa, I don't know. Are you really gonna make me say it? It's time for you to pack up your things. That doesn't really help me at all. What is this about, Lisa? Oh, and before we continue, yes, I did hear about you getting married. Congratulations. I understand you decided to wait until you saved up a bit of money to do the wedding. Is that right? Clara, please, there are precious few people I want to talk about my wedding with, and you are not one of them. Let's stay on topic, shall we? Today's topic is you getting out of my parents' house. I decided that me and my husband are going to live there from now on. That's a really odd thing to be deciding for yourself. I mean, Alex and I have been living here for quite some time now. It's just as much our house as your parents' house. Speaking of whom, have you even talked to them about this? Why should I even bother? Like, seriously, is there any reason for you to think they wouldn't be totally thrilled at the idea of me moving in with them? I mean, I'm their daughter. You're just their daughter-in-law, as in not their real daughter. If I called and told them I wanted to move in, they would be kicking you out onto the curb before I finished my sentence. So it's final. You're moving out and I'm moving in. End of discussion. Final? We haven't even begun to discuss this, though. You're really going to stand there and tell me and Alex that we have to move out of the house we've been living in for years? What are you going to do about the loan payment? I'm the one who's covering it for them right now. Your mom and dad aren't putting anything towards the loan. Didn't you know that? So if you're thinking about moving back in with your parents so you can save money on rent, I can assure you it's not gonna happen. You should really rethink this. I'm not concerned about the stupid mortgage. My husband will take care of that, no problem. I mean, how much could it possibly be? The only thing I'm concerned about is you getting out of my parents' awesome house as soon as possible. You don't deserve to live in a house like that. I don't think it's a matter of deserving it. Also, you really don't know how much the monthly mortgage payment for this house is? You're talking like you assume it's not very much, but I am telling you it's a lot more than you think. Are you sure your husband makes enough to cover it? That is none of your business. Really, how dare you even ask me about my husband's income? That is manners 101, Clara. Anyway, I've already talked to my brother about this, and he's on the same page, so get out. Wait a second. You're saying you've talked to Alex about this? And he's agreeing with you? This is the first time I've heard of this. But if that's true, then we'll need to start looking for a new place right away. We? What do you mean, we? Alex isn't going anywhere. You're the one who's leaving. Well, that's one more thing that I'll have to talk to Alex about. I think I'll go ahead and have that conversation right now. I doubt I'd get anywhere by talking to you anyway. Alex, we need to talk. I just had an interesting conversation with your sister, Lisa. She's telling me that I have to move out of the house while you are going to stay. She also says that you're in full agreement with her on this little arrangement. Would you mind telling me just what in the world is going on here?
I don't get what you need me to explain. Sounds like my sister's already told you everything. Good, that saves me a bunch of trouble and time talking to you.
Should I take this to mean that we're getting divorced? You're finally going to let me go?
Hey, don't act like I was the one dragging my feet or anything. I've been wanting to divorce you this whole time. It's just that with you gone, who's gonna pay the mortgage? It sure as hell isn't gonna be me. Lisa says her husband can take care of it though, so that means there's no reason for me to keep up this charade any longer. If I get to be rid of you and don't have to pay for the mortgage, then I want to get divorced as soon as possible. I even get to stay in the same room I've been living in. The only thing that'll change is I won't have to deal with seeing your ugly face every day.
Uh-huh. Well, you're nothing if not predictable. That's the exact thought I had when Lisa told me she was kicking me out. But come on, Alex, you can't possibly think this is going to go well for you. Stabbing me in the back like this and kicking me out of the house, you're going to regret this. And not just you, Lisa, her husband, your parents, your entire family is going to regret this.
Regret what? Seriously, what will there be to regret when you're gone? I can't think of a single reason. For me, everything will stay the same, except now I'll be free from you. God, you have no idea how obnoxious you are. Every single day it's nothing but nag from you. I started getting migraines just by looking at you. Not having to live with you is gonna add at least an extra 15 years to my life.
All right then, I suppose that settles that. We're getting divorced. Agreed? Can I start talking to my lawyer about that?
Sure, whatever. Knock yourself out. Literally, if possible.
Okay, well, don't come crying to me when the regret inevitably starts to set in. It doesn't take a crystal ball to see that you and your entire family are about to go down in flames. Are you moved out yet? Just so you know, we're planning on moving in tomorrow. Your stuff is all taken care of, right? I don't want to have to deal with moving any of your junk out of the way while we're carrying all our stuff inside. Not to worry, Lisa. I'll be completely moved out of the house by this evening. But, wow, you don't waste time, do you? I didn't expect you would be moving in this soon after kicking me out. Are you joking? You should be lucky I gave you a few days to get ready at all. I didn't want to have to wait one more second to live in that sweet house. I mean, I'm never going to get another opportunity to live in a literal mansion for this cheap in my life. Right now, the only thing standing between me and living the dream is you. But you're not going to get in my way anymore after tonight. Okay, Lisa, if you're under the impression that you'll be living here for cheap, then there is no way you actually know how much the mortgage is. Did you even ask? There is no way Alex is going to put a dime towards it. You know that, right? Are you really okay with that? Would you just get over yourself? I already told you we'll pay the mortgage with no issues at all. All you're doing is trying to scare us into not moving in so you can stay. I'm not an idiot, Clara. That's not going to work. Honestly, I don't have a problem with letting you guys pay the mortgage for me. All I'm doing is making sure you know what you're getting yourself into. I don't think you fully understand the situation. Would you give it up already? I know, you want to stay living in my parents' mansion. I get it. But really, Clara, you're not even a real member of this family. You don't have any right to live in that house. Stop worrying about a pathetic little $50 mortgage payment and leave already. $50? The mortgage is $5,000 a month. What? Oh, you're such a liar. There's no way it's that much. You think I'm an idiot? The average mortgage payment in that area is around $500. I looked it up online, and we're only going to pay a tenth of that. What a stupid lie to tell. Do you know what an average is? For real, you think you can live anywhere for $50 a month? You are out of your mind. You're out of your mind if you think I'm going to believe you over my brother. Wait, you mean Alex is the one who told you the mortgage was $50 a month? And worse than that, you actually believed him? Can we be done with this conversation already? I'm getting sick of listening to your desperate lies. You need to face facts, Clara. Alex is through with you. He is never going to take you back, no matter how much you beg or plead or cry. Seriously, why can't you get that through your thick skull? What the? You think I'm trying to save my relationship with Alex? He told me everything. You are so pathetic. You were so desperate to keep him from throwing you away, and your master plan to stay with him was to offer to pay the mortgage? You thought he was going to deal with your constant nagging for a lousy $50 a month? He only stayed married to you this long because he felt bad for you. But unfortunately for you, he has a little sister who is willing to stand up for him. Do you get it now? Nothing you say or do is going to save your skin. You are never going to set foot in that mansion ever again. And we are going to take your place for the low, low price of $50 a month. This is going to be great. I can't believe Alex would tell you such an obvious and stupid lie. That's a new low even for him. But hey, it's no skin off my nose. If you're going to go out of your way to insult me, then I have nothing more to say to you. Enjoy living in that house while you can. I think you'll be in for a rude awakening rather soon. Seriously, give it up. Your pathetic little scare tactics are not going to work on me. Just shut up and get out of my house. Got it? As you wish. Goodbye, Lisa. Oh, and just so we're clear, do not come crying to me for help in a few weeks when the mortgage payment comes due. I won't lift a single finger to save you from the mess you've made for yourself. Hey, answer your phone. Why do you keep ignoring my calls? I am calling you for a reason, an important one. That may be so, but I don't have anything to say to you. More importantly, I don't really feel like hearing your voice ever again. If you have something to tell me, say it by text. I divorced your brother and moved out of the house already. What more could you want from me? This isn't about your divorce. We are way past that. This is a complete disaster. What sort of disaster? If there's a fire, call the fire department. If someone's sick, call an ambulance. Why are you texting me? I thought the mortgage was only $50 a month, but now I find out it's actually $5,000? That's insane! There's no way I can pay this. Oh, you mean it's exactly what I told you it was a few weeks ago? Is that all you wanted to tell me? I already know how much the mortgage is. I'm the one that was paying it up until last month. And I'm pretty sure I remember you saying that you'd be able to pay it with no issues. But I thought you were just trying to scare me out of moving in. I mean, a $5,000 mortgage payment, no one could pay that much. It's a little bit late to be having this conversation, I'd say. I was telling you the truth, but you believed my lying ex-husband instead. My mom and dad aren't being helpful at all either. They're just making fun of me. Mom told me I was an idiot for thinking a house this size would have a mortgage payment of just $50. Can you believe that? My own mom is calling me names. She's right, though. Only an absolute moron would think that you could get any house, much less that one, for $50 a month. What did you think was going to happen when you talked to me about this? I already know the mortgage amount, and I already know you're a moron. Stop mocking me. I mean, $5,000 a month. That's not a loan. That's like extortion. That's way too much for a monthly payment. What is going on? Why is it so much? After we moved in with them, your parents took out a second mortgage on their home. I guess they invested the money in a brand new business idea your dad had. The business failed, though, leaving them out of all that money. So it fell on Alex and I to pay it for them. However, Alex's employment situation changed at the worst possible timing. By which I mean he lost his employment, he got fired. His industry is a pretty niche one, so he hasn't been able to find new work since then. All he does these days is a part-time job. Which means that since neither your parents nor your brother were making any money, it fell on me to pay the whole amount by myself. Wait, you mean Alex is unemployed? I don't believe this. He never told me that. In fairness, he does have a part-time job, so he's only underemployed, not unemployed. But more importantly, he's certainly not making enough money to be able to pay $5,000 a month. I don't understand. How were you able to pay that much? How do you even make money? All I ever heard about you from Alex is that you were at home most of the time. How do you make enough money to pay $5,000 a month toward a mortgage while holed up in your room all day? I'm a currency trader, so all I need to make money is a computer and an internet connection. I'm pretty good at what I do, so I'm making more than enough to shell out that kind of money every month. Although my income has declined a bit recently, ever since I found out Alex was cheating on me and started thinking about divorcing him, the stress has had an impact on my performance. He was cheating on you? Wow, Alex really didn't tell you anything at all, huh? It seems like you're yet another victim of Alex's lies. I've told you the truth, though, so I've done all I can for you. So, it's for real then? We're on the hook for paying $5,000 a month for this house? No way, that is completely ridiculous. My husband only agreed to move in with my parents because we thought it was going to be $50 a month. I never even heard of a $5,000 mortgage payment before. Well, I guess you learned something new today. In any case, I'm sure the bank has contacted you about the payment already, right? That should be more than enough to prove that I was telling the truth and Alex was lying. Then, what am I going to do now? Why are you asking me? I'm not your sister-in-law anymore. Okay, well, then there's only one thing for us to do. You need to come back. Excuse me? If we can just get you and Alex to kiss and make up, then all of our problems will be solved. I'll bet that's what Alex wants too. Sure, maybe he had some indiscretions here and there, but don't we all? Nobody's perfect, right? And what about you? I bet you're super lonely living all by yourself in some dumpy apartment. Wouldn't you rather live together with all of us in this big, beautiful, fancy house? Come on, Clara, let's be a family once again. Are you out of your mind? I've already moved into my new house. It's actually bigger than your parents' house. And I will never be your family again. It's even bigger, but you can't do that. Yes, I can. What's the problem? Why do you get to live in a better house than us and all by yourself? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna pay the mortgage? I don't know and I don't care. This is a problem for you and your family. I no longer have any ties to any of you. We're practically perfect strangers now. Do you really not get that? But you're the one who's been keeping my family out of bankruptcy up until now, right? What are we gonna do without you? And now you tell me you've already moved into an even bigger house all by yourself? That's not fair. Yeah, once I got rid of my pointless $5,000 per month expenditure, it was easy to find a nice place for myself. Sure, this house is a bit too big for one person, but I can always hire a maid to clean it for me if I want. And besides, don't you have bigger issues to worry about than my living situation? Like, for example, your living situation? And you'd better come up with a solution fast, because I doubt the bank will wait for long. Good luck. Good luck? Is that all you have to say to us? You have to do something about this, Clara. You might have divorced my brother now, but up until that, we were family, right? Yeah, I was your family, right up until the point Alex cheated on me and you kicked me out of the house. I told you that you would regret that, and it looks like I was right again. So, goodbye, Lisa. I hope you and the family can come together to work through this very difficult situation.
Hey, Clara, can we talk? I got this massive stack of papers in the mail today. It says they're from your lawyer? You're suing me? Come on, Clara, really? You have to know that there's no way I could pay you this much. And then there's the issue of the mortgage. Lisa and her husband are kind of mad at me for fudging the numbers on how much the mortgage payment is.
Fudging the numbers? Alex, for real? That might be an even more egregious lie than when you said you were going to a job interview when you were going to see your mistress. I knew you didn't have 3 job interviews a week since I'm not a moron, so I knew you were lying. Your sister, however, is such a colossal moron that I don't understand how she's even able to drive a car.
Don't insult my family like that. Please, Clara, can't we make things work out somehow? You don't really want to sue me, do you? Let's get back together again. We had a good thing going between us. If we just get back together, then everything's going to be all right again.
I am honestly impressed, Alex. That might just be the single most audacious thing I have ever heard. You took advantage of my kind and forgiving nature, fooled around with another woman behind my back, emptied our savings account and spent all our money on her, embezzled your company's money and got fired, stuck me with paying a $5,000 per month mortgage, and for the cherry on top, you kicked me out of your house. And after all of that, you think you have the right to beg me to come back to you? I guess stupidity runs in your family. I mean, your dad took out a second mortgage on his house when interest rates were at their highest in decades, just to finance one of the worst business ideas I've ever heard of. So, yeah, it must be genetic. I can't believe I didn't see this in you before I married you. But thank God we're divorced now.
Clara, you're angry at me. I understand that, but we've had plenty of fights up until now, haven't we? And in the end, we always made up and stuck together. We make a great team. You know that deep down you're still in love with me and want to find a way to make this marriage work.
My God in heaven, would you wake up already? We never made up. You just told me that I shouldn't get mad about you cheating on me since you only slept with women uglier than me. That doesn't make it better. It just makes you sound like an even bigger creep. That's not the sort of thing we can make up after, Alex. And by the way, how can we make this marriage work when we aren't even married anymore? We are divorced, all because you cheated on me. Oh, and by the way, I had you checked out. I believed you when you said that you were working part-time while looking for a career in your field. But you were lying about that, too. You're not working at all. All the times you said you were going to work, you were just going to see your mistress. Even after you said you had cut things off with her. Not that it matters anymore. So, yeah, I talked to my lawyer and he said that I have the right to sue you to recover the money you spent on your mistress. If you don't want to add criminal charges to your resume, then I suggest you do exactly as my lawyer told you to.
Don't do this to me, Clara. I already have enough problems on my hands. I don't need this on top of everything else. I'll break things off with her, okay? Would that make you feel better?
Is that a serious question? You think that's going to make a difference now?
I'm sorry, Clara. I just never understood how much you really meant to me until now. I realize what a jerk I've been, and I want to make things right with you. Let's get back together, babe, please. I am in big trouble right now, and you're the only one who can help me. My parents and sister are really mad about me lying about the mortgage, and Lisa's husband is super mad. He says he has half a mind to divorce Lisa right here and now. At this rate, my entire family is going to fall apart. So please, can't you just let go of your pride for 1 second? Come home, Clara. I need you. We all need you.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I, however, have no need for a worthless parasite like you in my life. We are never getting back together. If you really see what a jerk you've been, then you know what you need to do. Take responsibility for what you did to your parents, your sister, and to me. Get a job, for real this time, and pay what you owe. Talk with your family and figure something out between yourselves. Keep me out of it.
Don't just abandon me like this, Clara. I know I was taking advantage of you. I thought you'd forgive me no matter what I did. I was wrong.
Yeah, you were, but it's way too late for you to have this epiphany.
I can't live without you. My family is in danger, and you're the only one who can save it. Please come back to me.
No! I'm not getting back together with you, and I am not going to save your family from your well-deserved fates. Quite the contrary, I'm going to relish every second of your downfall. Goodbye, you worthless leech. Enjoy bankruptcy. Hey, Clara, how have you been lately? Hopefully better than us. We decided we're gonna have to sell the house. Oh, and my husband left me. Can you believe that? We've only been married for a month. Alex has a steady job now, but most of his money is getting eaten up by the monthly payments he has to make to you. So, yeah, none of us are able to make the payments on the mortgage. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected was going to happen. But you're all getting exactly what you deserve. You should have been prepared for the consequences when you used me as an insurance policy. I suggest you choose a house that's more within your means next time. I wish you all the best of luck. Wait, Clara! Don't you feel sorry for me at all? Do I feel sorry for you? Is that a serious question? Well, yeah. I lost my husband because of you. And I know you have more than enough money to help me out, so what do you say, Clara? I'd say the very least you owe me is a couple $1,000. If it weren't for you, I would still be married right now. Oh, Lisa. The longer you spend blaming me for your problems, the less time you'll actually have to solve them. I just hope you realize that before it's too late. I'm sorry, but there is absolutely nothing that I am willing or able to do to help you. I hope you take this new opportunity and learn a few important lessons, though. It wasn't for very long, but we were sisters once. Wait, you really thought of me as your sister? I had no idea. I'm sorry for not noticing sooner. I guess I have been something of a selfish jerk to you, haven't I? You can say that again. However, it's a positive sign that you can admit that. Like I said, use this as an opportunity to turn your life around. There's nothing I can do for you, but you're still young. You have all the time in the world to start over again. Goodbye, Lisa. I'll be praying that your life changes for the better. I have expected to keep hearing from Lisa, Alex, or their parents for some time after that. I couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't going to give up on me helping them out so easily. But to my surprise, I never heard a thing from any of them ever again. So with that, I was able to completely sever my relationship with Alex and his entire family. Alex was a special case, though. If any of them were going to cause me trouble, it would have been him, so I blocked his number on my phone. Even still, I had trouble sleeping for a while after that because I was worried he would show up at my new house. It took quite a while, but after several monthly payments from Alex, I recovered the full amount of money that he had stolen from me to spend on his mistress. This is secondhand information, but my understanding is that after they sold their house, Alex's family moved into a small apartment downtown. And, well, that's where they all still are right now. The four of them are living together as one big, not-so-happy family. Like I said to Lisa in my final text to her, I do hold out hope that they've managed to learn a thing or two from this. For example, his parents need to learn proper risk management. Lisa needs to learn to be less selfish, less impulsive, and less presumptuous. Alex needs to learn a lot of things. But for the time being, the thing he most desperately needs to learn is to not be a lying, cheating, stealing, dirty, rotten scumbag. And as for me, I'm doing great. I enjoyed living the life of a princess in that mansion I bought for a while, but, you know, living in a big house all by yourself is actually kind of lame. I sold it and downsized to a penthouse apartment. I am currently loving my new single life. I have more time to focus on my work and myself than I have had in years. Alexa, Please answer your phone right now. Are you really messing around with me right now of all times? Where did you run off to after that? Stop screwing around, Alexa! Huh? What do you think I'm screwing around about right now? I'm really sleepy at the moment is all. I just took a wrong turn on my way home and ended up at my parents' place. And I just never expected that you guys would be here right now. That's not at all what's going on here. Just answer your phone right now, please, so we can talk this out instead of having to text. We're at the hospital right now and need to talk. So please answer the phone and let's talk before you have to come out here to see us. What? Why should I have to go all the way out to the hospital to see you right now? That's a real pain in my ass, honestly. I'm not the one who's hurt or sick at the moment. Honestly, Alexa, would you please cut it out with that childish behavior right now and get real with me? Do you have any idea what you just did at all? Before the police and the ambulance had to come out to the scene, you should have been coming over to at least see if things were okay and apologize, right? Huh? The police? In an ambulance? What did the police and that ambulance have to do with me? Why are you guys at the hospital right now? I can't believe this. So you're still drunk right now then? Well, if you were never able to realize this, you went and hit my son with your car. Does that help you recall any memories or anything? Do you think things will end well for you right after you've gone and done something like that in your inebriated state? At the very least, you should be coming out to the hospital right now and apologizing to both my son and I. Why are you getting so upset with me right now? You say that like I hit the kid on purpose, when in reality it was all just an accident, right? All I did was hit the fella a little bit too hard with my bumper. So would you please stop trying to blow everything out of proportion over there? Did you never realize that an ambulance had to literally come and take us to the hospital right after what you did? None of this is just a hoax by me, because he literally had to come to the ER unit here because of the condition you left him in. Did you not realize just how badly he was hurt before you ran off? And when you drove off, I could tell that you were drunk behind that wheel. I can't believe you'd hit a kid with your car, all because you're drunk driving. And he happens to be your nephew as well. There is no way something like this could have happened, and you're still not apologizing for any of it. How much more pissed off are you going to get with me? I'm really sleepy right now, and I think for right now, I'm going to catch some sleep. And perhaps if I'm feeling up to it tomorrow, I'll come out to the hospital and say hi. But that's only if I'm feeling up to it. Huh? So you don't even feel sorry for what you've done to him? What the hell, Alexa? What kind of frickin' nerves do you have to be talking to me like this after what you've done? This is your little brother's son you hit, and yet you don't even feel bad about it? Right now, we're all in a panic after what happened and are seriously worried about how our son is going to recover from this. All right. I get it already. How about you take a second to calm down over there? Right now, I am very sleepy and need to get to sleep. See you later. No freaking way. I can't believe the nerve you have to be doing this right now. I am not going to forgive you for what you've done to your own family today.
I'm on my way out there right now, Chaya. It shouldn't be too much longer before I arrive. How is Cam doing? What happened to him wasn't life-threatening, was it?
Okay, he's not in any life-threatening situation anymore, but he has quite a few broken bones and will have to undergo a few surgeries for them. He was screaming his eyes out, and any time I had to look over at him while he was being taken into the ambulance by the EMTs, I couldn't bear it. I feel so bad for our little boy.
Why the hell did something like this happen to him? I know we just called and all, but I forgot to ask you about that. You were back at my parents' house, right?
I was there at the house, but Cam had fallen asleep, and so I thought it was time for us to start making our way back home. And when I put him out in the car, he woke up and wanted to get out for a little bit. And as he stepped out of the car to run off his energy, he was hit by a car.
And the car that went and hit him was my sister's car, right?
That's right. That left him in a terrible state. I freaked out at the sight of it, and before I even went over to see how he was doing, I called 911.
How about my sister then? Why was she rushing back to our parents' house like that out of nowhere? And what was she doing driving through the yard to park her car at the house? She's never driven that crazily before whenever I've been around her.
Jonas, your sister was drunk when she was behind the wheel of her car.
What? Are you sure that she was really drunk when she came and hit Cam like that?
I am not going to forgive her for what she's done this time. She never even bothered to come and see either one of us to apologize and instead raced into your parents' house after she got out of her car. She fell asleep soon after that, and I haven't been able to get anything else from her since. You really think we're going to be able to forgive her after she pulled something as reckless and deadly as that? I'm not even going to forgive her for being your family, Jonas.
I know that.
What?
You really think that either one of us are going to forgive her for hitting our kid while under the influence? Just because she's my older sister? Not happening. I'll be at the hospital really soon here, so once I'm there with you, let's talk about what to do next.
Understood. I'll be waiting for you in the waiting room. When you're here, give me a call to let me know.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I slept so well last night. By the way, what all happened there last night? I can see a ton of calls came from you on my phone, so what's all of that about? Did something really happen that required you to call me 27 times like that without leaving any voicemails? Jesus. Are you saying you don't even remember a thing about what all went down last night? There is no way that can be the case, even for you, Alexa. If you really don't remember anything about all the horrible things you did last night before running away from everyone, well then allow me to refresh your memory on all of it right now, please. What the hell? Are you really that upset about me slightly hitting that little brat last night? Huh? You shouldn't be getting that upset with me over hitting your little brat like that. If he's still breathing, then what's the big problem between you and I? And it's not like any of the injuries he had last night could have been anything major, right? Are you really Cam's aunt if you're saying things like that about him right now? There has to be a limit to how insane you must be, calling your own nephew a brat like that and saying that hitting him with your car was nothing. If you're really going to be calling me, of all people, insane, then that must mean you're even more crazy than I am. What the hell do you think you're saying to your older sister-in-law right now? You cut it out, thinking you have the right to talk to me like that. I am so done with this. So you really don't care at all about what you did last night? Had you actually wanted to apologize to us for what you'd done, I might spend a bit more time thinking on this. But there is nothing left for me to think about now, and I will not be forgiving you for what you've done. My son is going to have to stay in this hospital for 2 months now getting treated because of you. You have to agree that there is no way for me to forgive you now after that. Why do you keep on running your mouth about that? You're not going to forgive me, huh? How freaking hilarious can you be? Are you really saying that you can do something to me after that? Tell me, what can you actually do to me that might get me to shiver in my shoes? You were literally drunk driving, and you're going to say something as cocky as that? I'm past the point of being fed up with you now, seeing that you don't even feel bad for what you've done one bit. And if you're thinking of talking with the police about all of this, that's not going to work for you. Huh? After all you've done within the past 24 hours, you think that you can keep on running away from it? I can't believe you'd hit a kid with your car all because you were drunk driving. No matter what I've done, it's never going to end with me being criminally charged in any way. That's too bad for you guys now, isn't it? There's no way you're free from all punishment after what you've pulled. Do you really think that everything just revolves around you? Just because I hit your brat a little, don't have a whole temper tantrum. My husband's the sheriff, which means that he'll just cover all this up, and there will be no way for you to prove me guilty. And my father is the superintendent of the Metropolitan Police Department. What? Excuse me? What are you going on about? What do you mean that your father is the superintendent of the Metropolitan Police? You have to realize that you can't just call your father something as respectable as that. I'm not trying to throw a title like that around to scare you, but I am also not lying to you about who he is. I have no plans of letting you get away with what you've done to my son, and I made sure to tell my dad everything already. Huh? Are you being serious right now? Alexis, something tells me this wasn't your first time doing something like this, right? Are you sure you haven't been abusing your husband's power in order to make sure that any charges or cases against you were dropped? If that's really what you've been doing, then it won't only be you who gets in trouble if things are exposed. Your husband will be in the same place you are, right? Hold on. What are you actually going on about right now? There's no way anyone is going to find out about all of this. I don't even think anything you're talking about right now has happened before. I have no memory. I happen to be pretty forgetful when it comes to things of the past, after all. And as for your father actually being the superintendent, that was just a joke, right? You think I'm telling any jokes at a time as serious as this? Do you really think you can just get the sheriff to just drop whatever it was you've done? The fact that you even think something like that can always work for you is a major problem. I've already spoken with my dad about this, and he's already working on dealing with the both of you. Huh? You didn't actually tell him about everything, did you? So, does this really mean that your father is the superintendent of the Metro Police? Did you always have someone in your family that important? I never really talked about the kind of work my dad does. A lot of times my family likes to think it's a pain to have to talk with everyone about who my dad is and such, so we just keep our mouths shut about him. So it's nothing out of the normal for you to have not been aware of who he is either. But what I've told you about him is the truth, and now you're most definitely going to be placed under arrest. And the same thing's going to happen with your husband. Wait. Isn't this all a little bit strange? Calm down over there, Shea. What is all of this? What are you actually talking about right now? Did you really just say that my husband and I are going to be placed under arrest? What do you mean by that? Tell me when I ever did anything that requires me to be taken away by the police. What? You're asking me something like that right now? You just went and hit someone's kid last night while drunk driving, and then told me you were going to exploit your husband's rank in the police to get away with it. Saying something like that now about what you've done is so crazy that I have nothing to say about it, actually. Now, please take the time to really think about all you've done and reflect on it a bit. Wait a second. I get it now. You're really, really upset at me for what happened, but I'll apologize to you for it. That should be enough for you, right? Huh? I'm really sorry. I feel really bad now for what I've done. I never meant to cause any harm to the little fella. I was being very careless at the time. I forgot about how much I had to drink, and then I got in the car without having anyone come and stop me. I really caused a lot of trouble for your little guy. Is Cam going to be all right? But I still happen to be a part of his family. Can we just get past all of this as a family and not have to involve anyone else? Seriously? You're joking right now, correct? What do you mean by calling this a joke? I'm being completely serious right now about having felt really bad for you guys. I've learned my lesson even. Yesterday I was in such disbelief over what I'd done when I'd come home, and that kept me up all night long. I really didn't get any sleep last night thinking about him. But at the beginning of this conversation you said you slept really well, didn't you? I was just trying to act tough. In reality, I never slept at all because I was so worried. But I didn't want to have you seeing how worried I've been, so I tried to act tough. I'm really sorry, okay? You can understand that, right? Come on. Now you're trying way too hard. What the hell just happened to you there? Did you really think acting like that was going to fool me any? What? Don't tell me, Shea, that after your sister-in-law went through saying all of that to you, you're not going to forgive her still? That would be very narrow-minded of you, right? If you keep acting that narrow-minded after what happened, then you're going to start making Jonas hate you. You'll become hated by my parents as well, and then you might have to go through a really painful divorce, all right? Don't worry about that, because all of them are on my side right now. What? What do you mean they're all on your side? They're all my family, though, right? What you did, my husband ended up seeing with his own eyes. Have you still not realized just how upset he is with you now? What? Is that the reason why I have all these calls from him, too? Now things are really becoming a pain for me. I never knew that he was around when all that happened, too. But him being there has nothing to do with me. Him and my parents are all my family, which means that they have to be on my side in all of this, until the very end. So if you don't want to be hated by all my family, you need to start being a bit more forgiving, and we can start by forgiving one another right now, okay? There is nothing I need your forgiveness for right now, though. Also, even if none of your family was on my side in all of this, I still have my dad, who is furious with you and your husband right now. And neither of us will ever be letting you get off the hook. You and your husband are finished. We're going to make you both pay for all the things you've done up until this moment. Wait a second, Shea. This can't be happening, right? I just apologized to you from the bottom of my heart, right? At least let me settle out of court with you, please. If you don't give us a little slack, both my husband and I will be in trouble. By the way, your father is the superintendent, right? Then perhaps you can talk with him and have all of this swept under the rug for us? Huh? Did you just completely forget about everything we just talked about there? You must be suffering from some serious dementia or something. Don't say something like that to me. You and I are family, right? If we were really family, then you would have never avoided us after hitting my son, and you would have never stayed away from the hospital, and you would have never said that you'd get your husband to cover all of this up. These are the reasons why I no longer think of you as my family. If you can understand that now, would you please screw off? Hey, you're talking too much. Also, no matter how much you happen to hate me, Jonas is still my brother, right? So even if you try, you'll never be able to cut ties to me. As family, why don't we just try to stay close? You would never want a member of your family being tried as a criminal, right? Jonas already told me that he no longer sees you as his older sister and that he never wants to see you again. What? Jonas said that? Well, of course he did. Cam isn't just my son, but Jonas's son as well, right? Jonas is really pissed off right now as well, and he said he will never be forgiving you. We already spoke with your parents, and they both have gone and cut ties to you as well now. Huh? None of them can do that to me. We're family, right? What the hell do they all think they're doing not helping a family member out when they're in a pinch? Do you understand, Shea? I am your family. No matter how hard you try and twist things, they won't bend. Thinking that you could ever be forgiven for hitting someone else's child while driving drunk is way beyond me. Are you really that much of an insect? I'm kind of enthused by how crazy you're behaving right now. I already knew that you'd try using your husband's position to have all of this covered up, but the fact that you actually tried to say that to me without a care in the world for what you'd done is just unbelievable. Both you and your husband are literal scum. But thankfully, I have no plans of ever talking to you guys again. Just take yourself to the police station right now and have them arrest you right there. And then you can watch as your husband has the same thing happen to him. Wait, Shea. We'd really be in heaps of trouble at that point. Help us. I'll apologize to Cam himself about what happened. I've told you many times already, haven't I? Apologizing right now is too late for you. I'm not even interested in talking with you now, so could you please stop? Now enjoy having to go to prison and being rehabilitated there. I hope you regret everything you've done while you rot there. I'm so sorry, Shea. I never meant to cause any harm. If nothing happens to save me, I'll really become a criminal. Save me. Tell the police to leave me alone and that I did nothing wrong. Wait, you're asking that now after you just went and tried to assault someone? You came at me carrying a knife of some sort, right? And that's why you were taken down right on the spot by the police. What did you think was going to happen? You're being a total dick right now. I was already disowned by both of my parents and my brother and have not gotten any help from anyone. My husband's been taken into custody by the police and is under investigation now and is going to have to hand over a lot of money for what happened as well. And because of that, he's now blaming me out of spite. I'm already having to go to court to be sued by you for driving drunk and hitting Cam on top of having to actually be charged for those crimes. Why am I the only one having to go through all this hell right now? Isn't this screwed up? All of this is because of you, Alexa. Are you really saying that right now? If that's the case, then perhaps it's time for you to open those eyes. What do you mean, open my eyes? I mean what I just said. Why are you blaming me for all of this? You can hate me all you want, but how about you begin to hate yourself now as well? My son and I are victims of your actions. Understand that? You literally hit my son with your car and have sent him to the hospital where he is going to have to stay now for 2 months. I have every right to want to sue you after that out of my anger. Yet for some reason you still don't seem to think you've done anything worth being sued over, right? But what? There are no buts anymore. All you're doing right now is trying to blame me for all the horrible choices you've made. And the reason your husband is being held in a jail cell right now while he's being investigated for his crimes is because of what you'd done and had him cover up. The reason your husband has to go through hell now is because of you. So it kind of makes sense for him and everyone else to be upset with you now, right? I mean, he's to blame as well for a lot of these things, considering he made the final choice as a sheriff to help cover up all your crimes. Who do you think you are talking to me like that? You don't know anything about me. I really don't, and I don't ever want to either. I mean, you literally came at me with a knife out of spite for the crimes you'd already committed, making you a criminal at heart. So of course I'd never even be able to understand you if I tried. Now that's all from me. Wait, what about the police? What was that? What about them? You think I'm going to ask them to let you get away? I want them to take you away so that you'll have a very long time to regret what you've done, and maybe even learn to be a decent member of society again. Everything you've done is not only illegal, but felonies to the highest degree. You should understand all of that without even having to listen to me tell you, right? Your family and my son are all saddened by the person you've turned out to be. And when it comes to myself, I'm sad as well, but I'm also very upset. What? So that's why my family isn't helping me right now? They all believe that this is my fault? Are you starting to finally get things now? You've been acting like a selfish prick for the longest time now, and all that selfishness is finally coming back to bite you in the ass. I think you really need to start taking responsibility for all of that now. Jonas is praying that you learn from what you've done. He doesn't want to see his older sister turning out the way you've been. And as for me, I never wanted to see my son ending up the way he did due to his own aunt's reckless actions. He's only 5, yet he's had to experience something that's left him immobilized in a hospital bed. It hurts me deeply to see him that way. Is that so? I'm really sorry, Shea. I don't know what I should be saying now. You don't have to say anything now. Just learn from your mistakes and change your life around, please. There were people that actually trusted and believed in you. So do it for them.
I just got a call from my mom not too long ago. My sister ended up getting a divorce from her husband.
Is that what happened between those two? Well, after all that's happened so far between those two now, I can understand why.
Are you happy with having them pay us that much in court settlements after that long battle for Cam? I'm sure not forgiving either one of them still, but something in your eyes said otherwise.
I'm not happy with everything yet, and sure have not forgiven Alexa. But seeing her and her now ex-husband paying up did make me realize she might actually be able to change. With that, I hope her time in prison will really give her a chance to change for the better and come out of there as a decent member of society someday.
My mom was saying that when Alexa called her from her jail cell the other night, she explained how sorry she really was, and that she'd take full responsibility by pleading guilty, which she thankfully did. I think that does show that Alexa will be willing to change her ways in prison to make up for what she'd done. I'll just have to see how long that actually takes her.
Really, I'm just happy that Cam is starting to heal up really well now after his surgeries, and that he'll be able to properly play outside again soon. And in all honesty, he doesn't seem to be traumatized after all of that.
Alexa said that she'd someday like to come and apologize to Cam. But my dad told her it's better to never come around the 3 of us again. Which makes sense considering all she'd done. At least we have all that money we'd won from her now. It really makes you wonder if she was ever thinking about the rest of us like family. I'm sure she does now after all that's gone down. But it's too late for her there, right?
That's right. I just pray now that when she does get released, she can find a life of her own someplace else and never come back to us. It hurts me to have to say this, but perhaps her drunk driving and almost killing our son was that kind of help that she needed to help break her out of that crippling selfishness. But the outcome to all of this is really going to be up to her now. After all that had happened, Alexa ended up being sentenced to 15 years in prison for her crimes of driving under the influence and almost killing my son with her car. And that was after having to pay my husband and I a settlement of $150,000 for our son. She was also given another 5 years for attempted murder after coming at me with that knife before the police stopped her about 6 feet away from me. Nobody in the family is ever going to forgive her for what she'd done, and that emotion will carry on even after she's out of the prison and walking the streets again. But one thing is for sure, and that is that she is well aware of that now, and will hopefully use that shame and regret to fix herself for everyone's sake. She may never be able to come back to her original family ever again, but I'm hoping that she'll make a new family of her own later in life, or at least be able to return to life without falling back into the rut of selfishness she'd been in around us. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.